So I wanted to take a few minutes with this video to go over 3 very interesting PlayStation 5 stories, and if you guys could hit that like button for me, it really helps out with the video. Thank you all for your support as always. I really appreciate it. Now, the 3 topics I want to go over in this video are focused on this new PlayStation 5 massive graphics upgrade that is apparently set to come according to this new patent, a new big update from a major Sony first-party studio that we have to talk about, and finally, Ratchet and Clank A Rift Apart marketing has already begun, indicating a possibly close release date and release date reveal, closer than maybe we all thought. First, let me know if you're going to buy Ratchet and Clank A Rift Apart or not. I know not everyone might be a fan of platformers, but if you did enjoy games like Astrobot and Sackboy: A Big Adventure, you're definitely going to enjoy Ratchet and Clank. I'm going to personally be picking it up day one, but of course you guys could be different in this situation, so comment below, are you going to pick up Ratchet and Clank A Rift Apart or not? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, Ratchet and Clank A Rift Apart marketing and release date. So, Ratchet and Clank A Rift Apart, I've said this like so many times at this point, was revealed at the June PlayStation 5 event earlier this year. Many thought it would be a launch title for the PlayStation 5, considering it was revealed with live gameplay right from the beginning, but as we know now, that wasn't the case. It wasn't a launch title. Still though, Ratchet and Clank has been pegged for a release window time frame, meaning sometime in early 2021 we'd get the game, and now less than a 1 month after the launch of the PlayStation 5 and multiple major PlayStation 5 exclusive games, we're already seeing marketing for Ratchet and Clank A Rift Apart. This actually comes from the official Insomniac account on Twitter, who posted an image with Ratchet and Clank advertisement on a billboard in the UK with the caption, "As seen in Glasgow." With us being days away from the Game Awards 2020, I would have to think this means we could possibly finally get a release date for the game, and I guess in terms of that, we'll find out soon enough, as the Game Awards are just a week away. Now, diving into the second story of the video, a major PlayStation 5 studio update. So, this is focused on PlayStation first-party studio Sony Bend, who recently revealed that 2 key members of the team have left the studio. These are the people behind PS4's Days Gone, which I very much enjoyed and spent about 70 to 80 hours on, so I would definitely love a sequel, of course. But in terms of the people who left, reading from Video Game Chronicle, writer/director John Garvin and game director Jeff Ross announced their departure from the Oregon, US-based developer within minutes of each other on Monday. Both men had been with Bend Studio, previously known as Eidetic, from its origin days in the mid-90s, having written and designed PlayStation 1 action game Siphon Filter and its sequels. Garvin, who was creative director for the Siphon Filter games, announced on Twitter that he would be leaving Bend this week and moving to Chicago. 10 minutes earlier, Ross, who directed 2011's Uncharted Golden Abyss and 2009's Resistance Retribution, which I personally played both and enjoyed both, by the way, revealed he'd been away from the studio for more than a year since Days Gone had shipped in 2019. The biggest question here, outside of why did they leave, is what does this mean for Days Gone sequel, a Days Gone sequel? 2 major original members of the team decide to leave after they released the game, which sold millions of copies. That's a weird situation in my head. This one is definitely one I have to keep my eye on, and I hope this doesn't mean the end of Days Gone. But you guys let me know if you'd want a Days Gone sequel, or is that just me? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the last story of the video, the PlayStation 5 massive graphics upgrade. I didn't think we'd already be hearing about this, but I guess considering we discussed the PlayStation 5 Pro even before the launch of the PlayStation 5, it makes sense to hear more about it now. So this information comes from a Sony patent that was published on July 30th, 2020, titled Scalable Game Console CPU/GPU Designed for Home Console and Cloud Gaming. The scalable part of this patent is the really interesting item item for me. They later point out multiple systems, not just one, which we're going to look at in a sec here. The cloud gaming part as well is kind of expected, as Sony is seemingly going to take PlayStation Now more seriously than they ever have before, as the competition rises with things like xCloud and Amazon and all these other companies jumping into the cloud gaming market, which is great news. I personally think it's a good service, PlayStation Now. It just needs some work on the streaming side. But to continue, I want to read two specific parts of the patent that kind of give us an idea of what's going on. So the first part here comes from the background section of the patent that indicates the reasoning behind using this scalable system setup, including the usage of multiple GPUs, which is something that already exists in the PC gaming space. But from my understanding, not every game is really using the power, harnessing the power of two GPUs, which I assume would change on the console side, since it'll be packed in a lot of consoles if this actually comes to fruition. But reading the background, simulation consoles such as computer game consoles typically use a single chip, referred to as a system on a chip SoC, that contains a central processing unit CPU and a graphics processing unit GPU. Due to semiconductor scaling challenges and yield issues, multiple small chips can be linked by high-end coherent buses to form big chips. While such a scaling solution is slightly less optimal in performance compared to building a huge monolithic chip, it is less costly. So it seems like they went with this approach to save money by connecting multiple chips instead of building a new chip for the console, which I assume is something they could be saving for a future PlayStation 6 possibly. These are just guesses I'm throwing, obviously, but we'll see on that matter. But the second part I want to read comes from the summary of the patent, which states, as understood herein, system on a chip SoC technology can be applied to video simulation consoles such as game consoles, and in particular a single SoC may be provided for a light version of the console, while plural SoCs may be used to provide a high-end version of the console with greater processing and storage capability than the light version. The high-end system can also contain more memory, such as random access memory, RAM, and other features, and may also be used for a cloud optimized version using the same game console chip with more performance. So there's a couple of things to unpack here. They point to a light version, a high-end version, and a cloud optimized version, if I've read this correctly. The light version sounds like the PlayStation 5 we currently have with a single SoC, while this theoretical PlayStation 5 Pro sounds like the high-end version of the console with multiple SoCs. Taking this in, the PlayStation 5 already has 10.28 teraflops of power, which we all know isn't everything, but I would have to think two SoCs amplifying the GPU capabilities could potentially double that power, which sounds insane to me at this point. What is Microsoft's answer for this? I would assume the same strategy possibly, but we'll have to see how optimized it is in comparison to Sony's product. That'll be an interesting conversation and situation to see. I also wonder if Sony is going to release a PlayStation VR 2 around the same time as this new console, like they did with the PlayStation 4 Pro and PSVR 1. I personally hope that's not the case, considering the Pro console is probably 2 to 3 years out if it happens, and I really think we need a PlayStation VR 2 like right now, because the original one is very dated. So I hope PlayStation VR 2 actually releases sometime in late 2021. But the final part here is the cloud optimized version. Now, I could be reading it wrong here, but it sounds like they could have a third platform that's focused on cloud gaming, or that the PlayStation 5 Pro will be optimized for cloud gaming. I think it's the former, and that they're talking about a third platform focused on cloud gaming, which has people guessing a new PlayStation Portable, PlayStation 5 Portable, PlayStation Portable 5G could be coming, and of course that's a whole other story in itself. But you guys let me know if you'd want a cloud-focused PlayStation Portable or not. Let me know down in the comments below, and if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is a part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with its power is over 9,000. Obviously a reference to Dragon Ball Z, but reference to this theoretical PlayStation 5 Pro that is going to have two SoCs, plural, multiple SoCs, and I can't just, I can only imagine the power that's to come with it. So if you're hyped for that, destroy the comment section with its power is over 9,000, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos, and now I'll check you guys out on the next one.